Adimam Twam Prapanam. Now I am confused about my duty and I've lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I'm asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I'm your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. So the relationship between Krishna and Arjuna and friends has ended. It is replaced with the relationship of disciple and the guru. Then in the next verse, Arjuna is still addressing. Arjuna continued. So I can find no means to drive away this grief, which is drying up my senses. I will not be able to dispel it even if I win a prosperous, unrivaled kingdom on earth with sovereignty like the demigods in heaven. So again, Arjuna asked Krishna to enlighten him and dispel his distress. Therefore, he's still addressing him as Madhusudana. Oh, killer of doubt. This demon of doubt has captured my mind. He has captured my mental space. So drive this demon out of my life. This is what Arjuna is saying. See? And that even if he gains the victory over his enemies and regain the kingdom, the people that he's supposed to enjoy the kingdom with are not there. So it is useless. He has already killed them. So who will he enjoy with? You see? So this is Arjuna's concern. And therefore he wants Krishna to help drive away that misconception. Oh. Number 9. Sanjaya, having spoken thus, Arjuna, the chastiser of enemies, told Krishna, Govinda, as I not fight, and fell silent. So Arjuna has finally decided not to fight. But the acharyas said that Arjuna, by addressing Krishna as Rishikesh, the master of the senses, indicates that because you are the master of my senses, you are going to draw my intelligence into involvement with the fighting. And because you are the knower of the Vedas, you are going to make me understand that this fight is my personal dharma. So Srila Prabhupada explains the significance of the word parantapa. And Dhritarashtra must have been very glad to understand that Arjuna was not going to fight and was instead leaving the battlefield for the begging profession. But Sanjaya disappointed him again in relating that Arjuna was competent to kill his enemies. Therefore, he addressed him as Parantapa. Although Arjuna, for the time being, was overwhelmed with false grief because of family affection, he surrendered unto Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sanjaya next tells Dhritarashtra Krishna's reaction to Arjuna's words. So you can see here that in chapter 2, there are divisions. Chapter 2, the very first 10 verses express Arjuna's further doubt. Then from verse 11 to 30 verses, in 20 good verses, Krishna gave him jnana, or the knowledge about the soul. Krishna educated Arjuna about the science of the soul. And in the end, he encouraged Arjuna to fight. So have this knowledge that you are not this body, but you are a spirit soul. The soul is eternal, cannot be killed. It cannot be muted. It cannot be burned by fire. It cannot be withered by the wind. The soul is eternally the same. So when you are killing, you can never kill the soul. You can only kill the body. The soul never dies. If you have this strong conviction, then there is no need to lament. Get up and do your duty. This is in 20 good verses. Krishna is addressing Arjuna. Krishna did not accept Arjuna's proposal to stop fighting. Instead, Krishna encouraged Arjuna to fight, and he's citing, educating him about the science of the soul, that the soul is never killed at any time. It cannot be killed at any time. It cannot be burned by fire. It cannot be withered by the wind. That the soul is eternal. Nothing material can affect the soul. Therefore, give up this your weakness of heart. Get up and fight. So, Jnana Yoga, fight. Then if you say, if you don't want to accept that, you do your duty, Sita Pragya, fight. Sita Pragya. In 19 verses again, from verse 30, no, it's not 19 verses, 39 to 53, in 15 verses, Krishna instructed Arjuna about Buddhi Yoga also, and also the same science of the soul. He should fight, use his intelligence to understand this, that it's not this body, it's a spirit soul. Therefore, he should do his duty as a matter of duty. He should fight as a matter of duty. Then verse 54 to 57, he told him to become a sage of steady mind, that he should fight. Okay? He says, become a sage of steady mind and fight. You know, don't be swayed by right or left, up and down. Be equal in your mind and take up this fighting. Do it as a matter of duty. So this is what is there. So Arjuna's doubt and surrender, verses 1 to 10. Verses 1 to 10. So Jnana Yoga, fight. So here you are going to start seeing the instructions of Krishna, where Krishna is giving him the science of the soul. Krishna gave him the science of the soul. And in how many verses? In 20 good verses. And this is the next session. That the soul is eternal. Let us read it. Because now Krishna has accepted to be his spiritual master and is now instructing him the science of the soul. He first slapped him. Krishna slapped Arjuna philosophically. You are acting like a Sudra. These are our weaknesses of heart. As a Kshatriya, your duty is to fight. And now a Kshatriya is trying to behave like a Brahmana. Why? Why have you lost vision? This is not befitting a Kshatriya. He slapped him left and right. That you should get up and do your duty as a Kshatriya. Otherwise, you will have to go begging. Begging is a ridiculous kind of occupation as far as you are concerned. You go and beg and people will laugh at you and they will scorn your ability. They will mock you like somebody who has run away from the battlefield. So get up and fight. So it continues. Here on the screen, you can see the picture. This picture is verse 13, but in verse 11, The Supreme Personality of God has said, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. Now, having accepted Arjuna as a surrendered soul, Krishna immediately chastises his student. A teacher should not always play with his students, should chastise him when necessary. He tells Arjuna that although he spoke with the authority of a wise man, he laments for things which are not worthy of lamentation. In essence, he's calling Arjuna a fool. Yes. Arjuna, although Arjuna's words are true according to Dharma and Rajaniti or statesmanship, they do not take into consideration the true basic standard of knowledge, the difference between the body and the soul. Therefore, it's all false. Krishna is established to Arjuna that all his arguments are good for nothing. They are good for nothing because the soul is not considered. You are just talking in terms of the body. The soul is not considered. Therefore, they are all fake talks. There never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. That means Krishna started characteristics of the soul, that the soul actually never died. They have existed eternally. Before they were existing, now they are existing. In the future, they will all continue to exist as eternal spirit soul. That it is only the body that changes from childhood to boyhood to youth to old age. And this is the soul's secret journey. Therefore, in verse 13, it said, Daino asmi yata dehe kumaram yovanam jara tata deantara prapti diras tatranamu yate. As the embodied soul continually passes in this body, from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. So this is it. So here Krishna is responding to Arjuna, talking philosophy about not killing his teachers, not killing. He's letting him know that the soul can never be killed. The soul can never be killed. And that he's talking like that is due to lack of knowledge about his spirit soul. So the soul can never be killed. That it should become a dira. So know those who know that very, very well, they are not disturbed by, dualities, Not disturbed by duality. So this explanation is given, very elaborate. Krishna is inciting Arjuna to see beyond the bodily platform. And all these Drona, Bhishma, this, that you see, you are seeing the body. You are actually not seeing the soul. Just like the picture on the board there. You are seeing the body. The body is changing, but the soul, it remains the same. The soul is the same, but the body is changing from boyhood to youth to old age and to death. So Krishna further elaborated on the characteristics of the soul in the next 10 to 13 verses. O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception, ocean of Bharata, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. So Krishna instructs Arjuna not to lament, but to tolerate. That although Arjuna should not forsake his duty because of the temporary pains and pleasures that arise from performance of his duty. It is painful to kill, but as a Kshatriya, it is your duty. So you should not lament over it, just do your duty and leave the rest for Krishna. So best among men The person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is steady in both is certainly eligible for liberation. That means unless you attain that equanimity and you have that firm understanding that the soul can never be killed, you cannot be equal in all circumstances. You will always be disturbed. So have it deep as a devotee. Know that you are a soul and be really convinced about it, because it is the soul that animates the body by consciousness. That is why once a soul leaves the body cannot function anymore. The active principle is the soul. And once the soul leaves the body remains a dead body without activity. So the sooner we understand this nature, true nature of the soul, and start acting on that platform, the better for us, because that is knowledge. Everything else is ignorance. Then those who are seers of the truth, verse 16, those who are seers of the truth have concluded that of the non-existence, the material body, there is no endurance, and of the eternal, the soul, there is no change. This they have concluded by studying the nature of both. So here Krishna is rebuking Arjuna further, that seers of the truth recognize the difference between the body and the soul. That means you are not seeing properly. You are only seeing in terms of the body. Therefore, you are not seeing properly. And Krishna clarified the truth by offering two propositions, that naso vidyate bhavo and na bhavo vidyate sata. First, the material body and all material situations are temporary. They have no actual existence. Second, only those things that are eternal, full of knowledge and truthful exist. That only the soul exists. The body is always already dead. The body is not alive. It appears to be alive because the soul who is alive is in it. As soon as the soul comes out of the body takes its original nature. That for those who are seers of the truth, there is no endurance. The body cannot endure. It's already dead, always dead. But it appears to be alive because the soul is inside it. So when you attain this self-realization, you will not lament for anything. So Krishna is instructing Arjuna. Yes. That which pervades the entire body, you should know to be indestructible. No one is able to destroy the imperishable soul. So this is further description. Which verse is that? 17. That will pervade the entire body, you should know to be indestructible. No one is able to destroy that imperishable soul. So that is it. Characteristics of the soul, further characteristics of the soul are given. So in this way, Krishna speaks this transcendental nature about the difference between the body and the soul until the 30th verse. So we will continue to read them fast and get there. Then, neither he who thinks, the material body or the indestructible, immeasurable, and eternal living entity is sure to come to an end. Therefore, fight, O descendant of Bharat. Do your duty. This body is already killed by time. There is no way this body can endure the influence of time. And you are a soul. Know this. I have already taken care of them. I'm only going to use you as an instrument. So do your duty and take the glory. He said, neither he who thinks the living entity is the slayer, or he who thinks it's slain is in knowledge. For the self slays not, nor is slain. So Krishna is still explaining that the soul cannot be killed. Anybody who thinks that the soul can be killed is in Maya. And anyone who thinks that he can kill the soul is also in Maya. You can only kill the body, not the soul. You can only destroy the apartment, but not the occupant of the apartment. This is the knowledge. The soul occupies the bodily apartment. So you can only destroy the apartments, but the soul will sneak out of the apartment as you are trying to destroy it. So the soul cannot be killed. And Krishna is driving this deep into Arjuna's consciousness. If you can have a deep understanding of this fact alone, then you are already there. Self-realization means knowing your real identity and acting on that platform. That is self-realization. Then the popular verse, verse 20, which is another memorization verse. The first memorization verse is 2:7, whereby Arjuna surrendered to Krishna. And the second memorization verse is 2:20. 2:20. Najayate mriyate vakadashin. Nayam bhutva bhavita vanabuja. Ajonitya saswato yam purano. Nahayate hayamane sarire. For the soul there is neither birth nor death at any time. He has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is born, unborn, eternal, ever existing, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. So these are further qualities of the soul. The soul can never be destroyed. The soul is indestructible. And this fact is emphasized there. Anyone who thinks that the soul can be destroyed, that means he has no knowledge of his real identity. So this is the first aspect of knowledge Krishna gave to Arjuna. Krishna was speaking like a very learned man. A learned man indeed, but only in the mode of goodness. The soul was not considered. So Krishna is telling Arjuna clearly, he explains it, that the soul is not born and it never dies. The soul is unborn in the past, present, and future. And Saswata, is deathless. That again, Arjuna's fear of killing his guru is defeated. In this way, Krishna continues to dismantle Arjuna's argument against fighting. So Krishna is busy dismantling Arjuna's argument against fighting with sound philosophical understanding that one is not the body, but a spirit soul. The spirit soul cannot be killed. So further characteristics of the eternal spirit soul being given. Now, in verse 21, it says, "Oh, Partha, how can a person who knows that the soul is indestructible, eternal, unborn, and miserable, immutable, kill anyone or cause anyone to kill?" So it's the same explanation is going on. The soul cannot be killed. It is eternal. Only the body can be killed. And you are not this body, but you are a spirit soul. As a person put on new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up old and useless ones. As we are saying it. This is the soul's secret journey. Changing bodies is inevitable. Whether you change it as a matter of duty or time will change it. But the body must change. And the final change of the body is called death. The soul can never be cut to pieces by any weapon, nor burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. See? So this is it. Arjuna is a great Kshatriya, and he has an arsenal of powerful weapons. Or he has a hard-tempered sword. He has a hard-tempered sword. That sword cannot cut the soul. Although he possesses that fire cannot touch the soul. Neither can his water weapon inundate it. Nor his wind weapon wither the eternal soul. So the eternal soul remains eternal, untouched by external circumstances. Therefore, know yourself, know your real identity, and do your duty. Your duty is to fight. Krishna refused to agree with Arjuna on what he wanted to do, to renounce the battlefield and go and become a sage in the forest. No. Do your duty, but not be attached. In this way, you set example of the great heart of doing work. You work, but you are not entangled by the reaction. This individual soul is unbreakable and insoluble, and can neither be burned by nor dried. It's everlasting, present everywhere, unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same. That is 24. 25. It is said that the soul is invisible, inconceivable, and immutable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for any creation or anybody, or do not grieve for the body. So this is the same instruction. This is called Jnana Yoga. Krishna is giving transcendental knowledge to Arjuna, knowledge beyond the body to Arjuna, until the 30th verse. If, however, you think that the soul or the symptoms of the soul is always born and dies forever, you still have no reason to lament, Almighty Handmaid. The one who has taken his birth is sure to die, and after death, one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. Then 28, all created beings are unmanifest in the beginning, manifest in their interim stage, and unmanifest again when annihilated. So what need is there for lamentation? So there should be no cause for lamentation, because the soul cannot be killed and the body cannot be saved. Take this very deeply. If you know this deeply, you have known everything. The soul can never be killed and the body can never be saved. No matter how much effort you make to save the body will still die, because it's made of material elements as against the soul. The soul is eternal, pure. You are the soul, you are not the body. So that is it. That Krishna just said to that Arjuna should fight whether he believes in the eternal soul possessing the material body, or that no soul, only a body exists. This verse explains that whether or not you believe in the soul, the material body was previously unmanifest. Now, for some time, the body is manifest, and in the future, it will again become manifest. The body must be annihilated. Yes. What is the use, therefore, of lamentation? This body you are trying to protect, it can never survive. It can never. You have never seen anybody whose body survived. All the great people here in history, time has consumed their bodies. By the time a child becomes young, and by the time a young man becomes a youth, and sometimes the youth become an old man, and sometimes the old man becomes so old that the body cannot sustain him. This has been happening to all our forefathers. Death has been certain all the time. So in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, do not lament. The wise man lament neither for the living nor for the dead. But it shows that the soul never dies, and the body is never living. It's never alive. Therefore, some look on the soul as amazing. Some describe him as amazing, and some hear of him as amazing, while others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand him. That is the soul. O descendant of Bharata, he who dwells in the body can never be slain. Therefore, you need not grieve for any living being. So this is it. The Lord is imploring Arjuna to have that real understanding of his real identity. It's not part of our coming. As the best of communicators, Krishna has concluded this part of his instruction with a half-verse summary of the soul's eternity. With a half-verse. Thus, Krishna has destroyed Arjuna's illusion with knowledge. Proper knowledge leads to proper action. The following section directly attacks Arjuna's desire based on ignorance to neglect his duty out of a sense of compassion for his family members. In this next group of verses, 31 to 38, Krishna continues his attempt to convince Arjuna to fight. The motives he stresses here, however, are not based on knowledge, but on fruitive activity and religious duty. In this way, Krishna attacks Arjuna of Arjuna's reasons that he will not be able to enjoy himself after he engages in the battle of war. Therefore, in the next 31 to 33 verses, Krishna presents Arjuna with the argument that the dutiful fighting, not fleeing the battlefield, will lead to enjoyment. Dutiful. Fight as a matter of duty. Then you will enjoy the result and nothing more. If you give up your duty, you will lose everything here. You will lose your fame. You will lose your reputation. You will lose everything. And if you fight and you offer the result to me, fight and don't be attached. That is the beginning of wisdom. Work very hard and offer all the fruits to God. Otherwise, nothing is meaningful. So this is the whole purport of this verse. And we are happy that few people are here to journey with us. The rest people will see how to address them. We are not going to go back into this. But for your information, from verse 7, Arjuna surrendered. Of verse 1 to 7, Arjuna was still doubting. Then the fifth reason for his not wanting to fight is indecision. It's contained in verses 5 and 6, indecision. Then in verse 7, Arjuna surrendered to Krishna, that is confused about his duties. And we said, if any of us is perplexed about our duty, which is happening to us, sometimes we see ourselves at a crossroad. We don't know what is to be done, what is not to be done. If you find yourself in such a situation, you should surrender to your guru. Consult your guru for clarification as to the way forward. Please do that. Consult your guru. And if you don't have a guru yet, surrender, make up your mind to get a guru because he can guide you. So Arjuna, who was acting as a friend to Krishna, now becomes a disciple. The relationship between Arjuna and Krishna has changed. And Krishna first tried to test him to see whether he was serious. And he realized that he was serious. He needed instructions. So Krishna started to instruct him that all those your philosophies, good as they look, they were all weakness of heart coming out as philosophy. This weakness is coming because of fear and consideration of family members. And you are actually not in knowledge, because if you are in knowledge, you know that the soul cannot be killed. All the soul of Drona, Bismarck can never be killed. So only their bodies are changed, but the soul can never be killed. They continue to live, even after the death of the body. If you don't know that, you are in trouble. But now you know that, so you are actually free. You are in knowledge. So this is it. Krishna is trying to dispel the ignorance that have covered Arjuna's intelligence. Hare Krishna. Are there some questions and commentaries on these points, Prabhujis? You see this picture? The picture on the screen, do you see it? It's the same as it's the same as the one before. Look. In this section, verses 11 to 30, this is what is being explained, that this is the soul The soul is passing from childhood body to boyhood, all these bodies until you know where you are now. Some of you are here. Some of you are here. Balabara, I think you are here. Hey, Bala, I think you are here.
Yes, Babuji.
On the screen,
Yes,
are you here or you are there?
I am there. I see my stage.
That is everybody's stage is there. Ojaswi Sham is having a stage there. He knows his stage. Nobody need to tell him. Me too, I know my stage. It's the body that is undergoing those changes, not the soul. You can see this white, this thing that is eternal. This white thing is constant. While the body is changing, the white thing remains constant. That constant white thing, that is the soul. You are a soul, you are not this body. So this is called the soul's secret journey. Secretly, the soul is going from childhood body to you to where the body is changing. When you are 20 years old, you look at the mirror. You are thinking that, oh, this is me. And now when you look at the mirror, you say, oh, this is me. So which one is actually yours? Which one is actually you? Because the soul is changing bodies. The soul has been the same. You are the same person, but your body has changed from childhood to boyhood to youth to old age. And this is the same thing. The same explanation. That's white this is inside. This white is the soul. This is the soul. This is the soul. This is the soul. This is the soul. The soul is the same, both in size and in dimension. But the body is changed from this up to here to up to here. The body has been changing until this handsome body will now become ugly towards the end. Cannot even get up. This is the same explanation. See? So old garment and new garment. The old garment is thrown away and you wear new garment. But the person wearing the garment is the same person. There was a time he was wearing the old garment. The garment he was wearing become old. But he is not old. Then he changed a new garment. That garment also become old. Then he changed a new garment. That garment becomes smaller. He change a new garment. But the person changing the garment is the same person. But the garments are changing. So what is it happening? Change of body is what is happening. Why do our body change? They are changing because of desires and past deeds. And it's made possible by the grace of the super soul. It is the super soul that is guiding the individual soul from one body to the other and carrying along the impressions that he has from previous body, metamorphosing into the next body. By the grace of the super soul, the Lord in heart. And why it happens? It's happening because the soul has forgotten his master-servant relationship, servant-master relationship with the Lord. So the body is constantly changing. But as soon as he becomes fully aware of his master-servant relationship with the Lord and master that relationship, he will take a body that will not change. Okay? But we get different fruits, results, based on what we did with our previous body. But whatever is happening, the Lord in the heart, the super soul, is witnessing. And is helping the individual soul to remember where he's left from. So he continue and help him to continue from exactly where he stopped. Just like when you sleep, in the day you have a lot of desires, you are pursuing a lot of things. At the end of the day, the body goes to sleep. After the body sleeps for some time, it wakes up. When the body wakes up, you now remember exactly where you left off from yesterday. This is due to the presence of the super soul. It is the super soul that is reminding you that this is where you were yesterday and you have to continue from there. So similarly, when we change the body entirely, it is the same super soul that will remind you that this is where you left off in your previous life. So you should continue from here. That's why certain desires become prominent. in our next life because it's a continuation from previous life. Okay. So this is the next stage. We are going to go into Karma Kanda. Jnana Kanda has ended in verse 30. Now Karma Kanda. That's why Bhagavad Gita is chapter 2 is entitled The Contents of the Gita Summarized. So there is Jnana Yoga, there is Karma Yoga, there is Bhakti Yoga, everything in chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita. Contents of the Gita Summarized. So Jnana Yoga, fight. Karma Yoga, fight. So from verses 31 to 38, we are going to see Karma Yoga. What is Karma Yoga? And in the end, Krishna said, do Karma Yoga, but fight. Your duty is to fight as a Kshatriya. Don't try to renounce prematurely. I will not agree. Your duty is to fight as a Kshatriya. Fight. But fight with knowledge. So when you fight this time as a Karma Yogi, you will offer the results to me. Okay? You fight, but don't be attached to the result. Fight with detachment. That is the next session, 31 to 38. There are some questions on this point because we want to end here on verse 30. There are some questions and commentaries on what we have covered so far. So here there is an analogy here that the individual soul and the super soul are like two friendly birds sitting on the same tree. Now one of the birds is jumping from fruit to fruit or branch to branch, eating the different fruits that are available on the tree. And sometimes he eats the fruit of happiness, sometimes he eats the fruit of distress. But the second bird, because there are two birds, the second bird is simply quiet, is a witness. He's just witnessing what the first bird is doing. He's not eating anything. He's not jumping from here to here. He's just watching. Okay? Watching quietly, witnessing his activity, the activity of the first bird. So the second bird is, okay, the first bird is the one with the super soul. The second bird is the individual soul. And the second bird is eating the fruits of the tree, jumping from branch to branch. Sometimes he eats a sour fruit. Sometimes he eats a fruit that is very sweet. Then sometimes he eats fruit that is not very sour, is in between. So there is bad fruit, there is good fruit, and there is a neutral fruit. He eats all of them. You see? All along, he's doing that in forgetfulness of his relationship with the super soul, the other bird. He has forgotten that the other bird is just watching. He's busy eating the fruits. So that is it. So the present body we have is sometimes compared to be a bad bargain. It is a bad bargain because if we try to romanticize the senses of the body, if we try to go after gratifying the senses of the body, we get more and more materially implicated. But if we can engage in controlling the senses of the body and engage the body in the service of the Lord, the same body can elevate us by utilizing it for the service of the Lord. And the same body can entangle us when we utilize it for sanctification. So proper utility with knowledge, that's what is needed. We don't demonize our devotees, therefore we don't demonize the body. That this body is the cause of all our miseries, therefore we should do away with it. We don't do that. Okay, we don't romanticize. That means we don't try to gratify the senses of the body either. Rather, we utilize the body in glorifying the Lord and in carrying out the duties of the Lord. So our body becomes special spiritual body. Body that's made for glorifying Him. You got it? We don't romanticize, we don't demonize, but we utilize. Devotees are utilitarians. They know that everything belongs to God, including their body. So they learn the art and science of engaging the body and whatever is related to the body in the service of the Lord. This is a devotee. A devotee doesn't romanticize, doesn't go after self gratification because it leads to frustration. He does not demonize the body as the demon, the cause of all miseries. Then he utilizes the body instead in glorifying the Lord. So we are utilitarians, and that makes it glorious. Even though we are acting, we are not entangled by the sinful reactions. And that is exactly why we need the guidance in the Bhagavad Gita, just as Arjuna got guidance from Krishna. Hare Krishna. Are there some questions or commentaries on these points?
You enjoy this?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Can you go back to the start of the topic, chapter
Yeah.
2? The start of the topic.
I've removed it. Oh. Let me check whether I can get it back. Okay. This is the start of the topic. This is chapter 2. Chapter 2. We say the very first 10 verses, they express Arjuna's further doubt. And we said before we ended the chapter 1, we talked about compassion, we talked about enjoyment, we talked about destruction of family dynasty. Then yes, we talk about fear of sinful reaction. These are the four first causes for Arjuna's indecision. Arjuna became indecisive because of compassion for his relatives, because of desire for sense enjoyment, and then thirdly, fear of sinful reaction, and fourthly, implication of destruction of family tradition. Because of this reason, he didn't want to fight. Then he ramified. He was trying to support this argument in the verses from 39 to 46. So 46 it ended. Then verses 1 to 10, Arjuna further expressed his decision. In fact, 1 to 6, he expressed his indecision, whereby he became confused that if he fights and kills all these people, what will be his enjoyment? Whereas those who are killed, we attain heavenly planets. At least that is a major enjoyment. He is not even interested in kingdom evil here. So what will be his gain? He will not fight. He doesn't want to fight at the expense of. Instead, he better go into the forest and go and be a beggar. He will renounce and go to the forest. It's better. And for it. And then at a point he became so confused in verse 7. Verse 7 of the second chapter, he surrendered to Krishna. He said, Krishna, I am now confused about my duty. I'm perplexed. So in this condition, kindly tell me decisively what is to be done. Then we said, as devotees also, sometimes we are faced with challenges. We find it difficult to know what to do. When we become challenged with perplexities, we surrender to our spiritual master to give us guidance. We tell our spiritual master, I'm confused like this. What is the way forward? Then the spiritual master will, before surrendering, It's like you are on a friendly basis. Just like Arjun was friendly with Krishna, he was dealing with him like a friend, arguing with him back and forth. When Krishna said this, Arjun said this. When Krishna said this, Arjun said this. As if he even knows more than Krishna, trying to make Krishna feel that he cannot instruct him. So, but when he was struck with indecision, he cannot even carry his Gandiva bow again. And this Gandiva bow, don't forget, there was a time Yudhishthira told Arjuna to drop his Gandiva bow. And Arjuna was so upset. He was so upset that he wanted to kill Yudhishthira. Because in the battle, there was a day Yudhishthira engaged face to face with Karna. Karna defeated Arjuna. Karna defeated Arjuna. Karna defeated Yudhishthira. And he just taunted him, saying, you are not even a fighter. I would have killed you, but I don't want to kill you because you are my brother. He insulted him and was seriously wounded. And Yudhishthira went to his camp. So when Arjuna heard this, that Yudhishthira was defeated by Karna, he left the battlefield and rushed to Yudhishthira. He rushed to the camp to go and find out what was the situation of Yudhishthira. Then Yudhishthira immediately heard Arjuna's voice, said, Arjuna, are you here? Have you killed Karna? Have you killed him? Arjuna said, no, I've not killed him. I just heard that you are fatally wounded. So I just want to come and find out what is going on. And then Yudhishthira said, in fact, you are disgraced. How can you come without killing Karna? Eh? Then you are not a fighter. Then Arjuna became very offended, and he chastised Yudhishthira. He said, look, Yudhishthira, you are talking to me like this. You are not. In fact, is it not you who sat there watching them do anyhow to your wife? Trying to rob your wife. I wanted to kill them at that time, and you told me not to kill them. And now you are here talking, you have been defeated, and you are here in National calling me a coward. So he wanted to deal with Yudhishthira. Then Krishna said, no, don't do this. What we will do is that you should also insult him back. Let him know that he's a coward or he was defeated. Tell him something. So Arjuna chastised Yudhishthira. You are defeated and you are back here. You are the coward instead. You are telling me I'm a coward. After he made those talk, insulted him, then he go off our obeisances. Touch his lotus feet. Then forgive me. I just have to do this as a matter of duty. Then immediately he carried his bow and went back to the. So Arjuna became very upset, and that Arjuna that became so upset that because Yudhishthira told him to drop his Gandiva bow if he is not active again, the same person is now dropping the Gandiva bow in the midst of the battlefield after seeing his enemies. He became overwhelmed and his Gandiva bow was falling off from his hand. The same Arjuna. So Krishna had to instruct him. And after surrendering, Krishna instructed him. And he started by instructing him the signs of the soul. That Arjuna, you are not this body, you are a soul. He first slapped him before, philosophically. So you are calling yourself a learned man? That you are fool, number one. You are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. You are not a Kshatriya, you are a Kshatriya Bandhu. You are a friend of Kshatriyas. You are trying to run away from the battlefield to go and practice yoga in the forest. What kind of mentality is this? Have you forgotten that you are not this body, but you are a spirit soul? The soul can never be killed. It can never be burned by fire. It cannot be withered by the wind. The soul is eternal. So he gave the characteristics of the soul that they know as the body changing from childhood to boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body. So get this knowledge. Act with knowledge, Arjuna. You are not this body, you are a spirit soul. All these people you are seeing have already been killed. Already they have been killed. You are only going to be used as instruments. So become, fight and gain glory. I've already killed everybody by time. So what are you saying? Nobody can protect this body. No matter how you do, the body must die. And nobody can kill the soul, on the other hand, because the soul is by nature eternal. And with this understanding, get up and do your duty. So these are the instructions from verses 11 to verses 30. Then after verses 30, then Krishna continued to instruct Arjuna. Okay, this is Jnana Yoga. Do your activities, do your duties. Your duties are Karma Yoga. Do them and offer the result to me. Just do your duty and be detached. Act with detachment. Don't be attached to the result of your action. Just do your duty as a matter of duty. And when you do that, leave the result for me. This is Karma Yoga. Act according to your duty and just surrender the result. Don't be attached to the result of your work. Those who want to eat the result of their work, they are misers. I've worked very hard. I've gotten this money. I cannot give it to anybody. I cannot use it in service of God. I have to eat the result of my work. So these are misers. The broad-minded people do their duty in magnanimity and offer the results in humanitarian services, especially in the service of God. This is what you should do. So anyway, that is it. This is the beginning. So here, verses 1 to 10 talks about Arjuna's further doubt and surrender to Krishna. Then verses 11 to 30 talk Gyan. Gyan means the difference between the body and the soul, and that he should do his duty. That is, and fight. Do your duty, fight. Don't forget, we said before that Gyan without a tinge of bhakti is meaningless. And Karma Yoga without a tinge of bhakti is meaningless. So in other words, both Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga become meaningful when they are done with some bhakti, offering to Krishna. So that's when they become, that's why the Bhagavad Gita, the Bhakti Yoga is in the middle, while Jnana Yoga is one of the covers, and Karma Yoga is one of the covers. The real treasure is Bhakti Yoga, is in the middle. And it means Jnana and Karma have no meaning without a tinge of bhakti. So the most important part to protect it, it is in the middle. And those are the middle 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. So here, they say verses 31 to 38, we talk about Karma Yoga, fight, do your duty and fight. Then verses 39 to 53, we say Buddhi Yoga. Buddhi Yoga is only yoga of intelligence. Fight. Do that understanding, but you have to fight while fighting with intelligence. Then the last one, 54 to 72, Sita Pragya. Don't be disturbed. Become equiposed, both in happiness and distress, honor and dishonor, fame and infamy, and fight. Sita Pragya. Acting without attachment to results. Sita Pragya. Fight. So this is the summary. Then here they pick out the topics one by one again. Verses 1 to 10. And the summary is this. Sanjaya seeing the army full of compassion, seeing Arjuna full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears. And Madhusudana Krishna spoke the following words. Krishna, why Krishna was addressed as Madhusudana? Because he's the killer of doubt. Lord Krishna killed the demon of Madhu. And now Arjuna wanted Krishna to kill the demon of doubt and misunderstanding in his heart. So if you instruct him, you should help him to kill that demon. Then why was Bhagavad Gita sung? Bhagavad Gita was sung to dissipate the lamentation of the ignorant man. And Arjuna was used as an instrument to act as the ignorant man. Arjuna's further doubts to surrender. That is 2 and 3. Krishna's response is there. Then Krishna responded by telling him that it's not an Aryan. It does not befit him to be lamenting for what is not worthy of grief. The Aryans, those who know the higher principles and values of life, they do not lament. That avoiding your duty as a matter of fear, you will not gain anything. Aswaga, you will not go to heavenly planets. You will get akriti. You will get infamy, even in this life. And there is no spiritual progress if you abandon your duty. Then Lord Krishna simultaneously rebukes and encourages Arjuna. He rebuked him by saying, do not yield to this degrading impotent. It does not become you. Because as a Kshatriya, don't talk like the friend of a Kshatriya. Talk as a true Kshatriya. That is a slap, philosophical slap we're talking about. Then, but he said, this is called Shudram, Hridaya Dubalya. This is weakness of heart. Yeah, a Kshatriya talking like a Brahmana. This is weakness of heart. Hridaya Dubalya. Weakness of heart. Petty weakness of heart. Then say, Partha, oh son of Partha, remember your great lineage. Remember your great lineage. And let you are Parantapa. Parantapa means the chastiser of enemies. That is where your glory is. So wake up and chastise these people as a matter of duty. Then, what again? What is happening? Arjuna's further doubts in verse 6. Then verse 5 was indecision. So then he surrendered to Krishna, and Krishna instructed him. Krishna instructed him. Fight, not fight. If you don't fight, you are going to be a beggar. And for a Kshatriya to become a beggar suddenly, it is humiliating. It doesn't befit you. If you fight, you win. But if I win and all my relatives are killed, who am I going to enjoy with? Then I better lose my life without fighting. This was what Arjuna was thinking. Then this is the indecision. Then Arjuna surrendered. He surrendered to Krishna. Yeah, he said, Kapanya Dusupata Swabhava. Prichami Twam Dama Samunda Sheta. Yasriya Shyam Nisitam Bruita me. Sisyas Teham. Sadimam Twa Prapanam. So here he surrendered. As Arjuna surrendered to Krishna, Krishna instructed him. First, Krishna said, why are you surrendering to me? We are friends. You have been arguing with me all the while. You are arguing like a learned man. Now you are surrendering to me. You will not take me serious. Go and surrender to Drona and people that you respect. Arjuna said, no, just forgive me. I'm your humble servant. It's just out of confusion. Then when Krishna saw that Arjuna was serious, then he started to instruct him. Kutas Twam Kasmala Midam. Slap him again. You're talking like a learned man, but you are fool number one. So whenever you are in dilemma, difficulty, you should approach a bona fide spiritual master, okay, in the discipline succession. Then that spiritual master is going to lead you out of your perplexity. So that was when Arjuna surrendered. Krishna decided to take responsibility. So the relationship between Arjuna and Krishna as friends ended there. From then on, Arjuna became a disciple. It's a relationship between guru and disciple. So he started instructing him the science of the soul. And for the soul, there is neither birth nor death, nor having once been to see ever since. It's unborn and die in eternal. It's not slain when the body is slain. The body cannot be protected by anybody, however strong you are. By my feature of time, I've already consumed this body. I, in the form of time, have already destroyed this body. But for the soul, because the soul is actually eternal, nobody can destroy the soul. Know that you are a soul who are temporarily occupying the body. Stand up and fight. If you don't understand, try to understand this. You were a child before. You are a boy before. You are a youth. You are an old. All these bodies, whenever you look into the mirror, you see that, oh, I'm a child. When you're a child, say, hey, I'm a child. Then I'm an adult. But you remain the same. So which one are you out of all these bodies? You are not this body. You are a spirit soul. The body is simply changing. There's a secret journey going on between the soul. The soul is secretly going from childhood body to boyhood to you to hold it. Unseen by anyone. Then he knows me at that day. Kumara Yobana Jara. Tata the Antara. Just like as you give up old garments, taking up new ones, that is how the soul give up the useless garment, take up a new one. This is what is happening. Change your body. Not like change of clothes. And then here, he continues. He said, the individual soul and the supreme soul are like two birds sitting on the same tree. One of the birds is eating the fruits. And sometimes he eats the fruit of happiness. Sometimes he eats the fruit of distress. Sometimes he eats a neutral fruit. Bad karma and good karma is getting. He's getting that result. But the other bird is self-satisfied, Atmara, simply watching and witnessing the activities of the second bird. You, the individual soul, you are the second bird. I am Paramatma. I am the super soul in everyone's heart, seated as though no work for me. I'm just observing your activities. So he spoke and ended here. Verse 30 to 38 is talking about Karma Yoga, and we are going to go into that when we come there. But for now, this is where we stop. This is topic 4, Buddhi Yoga, 39 to 53. Then here, topic 5, Sthita Pragya fight. And that is the end. Hare Krishna. So we are going to go into this very fast. Okay, so the session we covered is talking about the difference between the soul and the body. That's all. And we stop here. Now we'll continue from next week. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So thank you very much. The attendance is very poor today. I don't know for what reason, but the attendance is very poor. Oh, Jaswishan Prabhu. The attendance is very poor today, but we appreciate you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, that I pronounce.
During your class, but I was somehow busy, but I am in your class. I heard from the beginning to the last. It was a very wonderful class, and I pray that our next class, like tomorrow class, our students will come. You know, in Bhagavad Gita, any chapter that you missed, you have missed something. You have talked about so many chapters, so many texts from 1 to almost 20 something, and our students are not here. So if you set the exam, what would they do? That's not that. So we should encourage them to try to come. Thank you very much. The Naradamuni of Africa, you're trying your best.
Thank you very much. I hope you still have me in mind, though.
Yes, of course.
I would like to participate in that festival.
No problem, Papa. No problem.
Thank you very much.
We'll take it as a task. It's something that we have to do.
This is called determination.
Yes, of course.
Despite all your busyness, you manage to be there, and you are there somehow or the other. But some people cannot manage time. Once they see one thing, they drop whatever they are doing to go and be there fully there. By the time they come back, this is not how to do things. But that's how they are operating. They are getting minimal results. Okay, thank you very much, Balabhadra Prabhu. Thank you very much, Purushottam Yatra Prabhu. I know those who are consistent students. Thank you very much, Bhakti Ato. And thank you very much,
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Onyeka God, Jehovah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
See you
Hare Krishna.
tomorrow.
Thank you so much, sir.
We'll see you.